That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Lucasfilm is a bloody mess.
Seamless segue.
Can we?
No, it's totally not.
You know, despite that, I give credit words due. Always give credit words due. They have made some things in recent years that I have truly loved. I loved The Force Awakens. I did love The Force Awakens. I think Rogue One is fantastic. I think Andor is simply the best anything with the label Star Wars on it since the original trilogy. Nothing will ever touch the original trilogy, but after the original trilogy, best thing Star Wars has ever made is Andor. The first season or two of Mandalorian has been great. It's also been peppered with a lot of junk. We just had to dredge our way through Acolyte and Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan wasn't so good. And then, of course, there was The Rise of Skywalker, and then anyway, on and on and on. But that's the thing. That's not what makes Lucasfilm a bloody mess. And that's not what makes Kathleen Kennedy completely horrible at her job. You know, we've spent a lot of time around here talking about what an embarrassment it is to Marvel, this whole Blade situation. Here's the thing. Kathleen Kennedy has not been running Star Wars as long as Kevin Feige's been running Marvel. And Kathleen Kennedy's had like 8 of these Blade things.
Yeah.
Without exaggeration. The number one job, the top 2 jobs to me of the head of Lucasfilm is to, 1, map out the plan. Where's our universe going? We all know she's completely botched that. And top priority number 2 is ensuring you have the right storytellers in place and that the storytellers and you as the head of the studio are on the same page and then releasing them to tell their stories. That has been an absolute fiasco. There has literally been 2 Star Wars projects that started and then released with the filmmakers originally involved. Let me say that again. There have been 2 Star Wars projects that have literally started with a set of filmmakers that then ultimately were the ones that did it. Now, I didn't put this graphic together, but this is one we've kind of brought up before. This is their roadmap. This is their track record. Started and completed Disney Star Wars movies. J.J. Abrams' The Force Awakens, Rian Johnson's Last Jedi. After that, somebody cue the Benny Hill music. It's Michael Lawrence, The Force Awakens, Gareth Edwards, Rogue One, having been rewritten and re-recorded and reshot by Tony Gilroy. Josh Trank's Boba Fett movie, Lord Miller's Solo, Colin Trevorrow's film, Rian Johnson's Untitled Trilogy, Stephen Daldry, James Mangold's movie, Benioff and Weiss's entire trilogy movie that came and went, Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron came and went, Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt's film, the Kevin Feige and Michael Water film that snug on, that long talked about Taika Waititi film, on and on and on. And now they've got this Rey movie coming. A movie that they should not make. Like, I am somebody who adores Daisy Ridley, and I don't care what anybody says, I like the Rey character. I think they've done the character dirty, but I like this character. But the character is indisputably one of the poster children of all that has divided the Star Wars fan base. As you're trying to heal the rifts, why would you go back to making a Rey movie? You ain't going to heal the Star Wars fan base making another Rey movie. So that's a bad idea of its own. But here we go. We're going to make this movie. We're going to make this movie. And then we got these writers. Oh, and we lost the writers. Okay. Well, that was fine. Because after they lost the writers, they got Stephen Knight, who made, if we want to go back a little ways, he made Eastern Promises, which I love. And he is also the creator and writer of Peaky Blinders, which I know a lot of people love. So when they brought on Stephen Knight, I was like, well, ooh, what do we got here? That could be interesting. The guy who created Peaky Blinders coming on to do a Star Wars movie? No, okay, good. Oh, I forgot. This is Lucasfilm, and we can't have anything nice.
No, you can't.
Because Stephen Knight is now, or Stephen DeKnight is somebody completely different.
Yeah.
Stephen Knight, according to Variety, is now gone. He's gone. Bye. I'm out. So long and thanks for all the fish. And he's out the door. Again. Variety writes the following. There is another disturbance in the force. Screenwriter Stephen Knight has departed. The Star Wars movie set to follow Daisy Ridley's Rey after the events of 2019 Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. In March of 2023, Variety exclusive reported that Knight had signed on the project, replacing original screenwriters Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson. Lucasfilm is actively talking with potential writers to take on the story, which has been said to chronicle Rey's efforts to start a new Jedi Academy. But the delay likely means production won't start till well into 2025 at least. Oh, by the way, it's got a release window of December 2026. Bye! That's gone. That's gone. I want, just for those of you at home keeping score, Lucasfilm in 5 years has managed to put one movie into production. In 5 years. And that movie is just a continuation of one of their fucking TV shows. 5 years. And they couldn't get anything going. Well, what do we have going? We got Mandalorian going. Make a movie out of it. Go. And that's all they've been able to do. Fuck me. What's like... And
But at least they're not losing money on films.
I just...
Man, find something you need to be passionate about.
I'm just like, look, let me be very
Ray
clear.
here.
In my estimate, you've heard me say this all the time. I will say it again. In my estimation, Kathleen Kennedy is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question. Steven Spielberg calls her the greatest producer in the history of Hollywood. And I think Steven Spielberg knows what he's talking about. She's a tremendous, and that's why when George Lucas himself handpicked her to be his successor as the person to run Lucasfilm, I was all for it. I was 100% behind it. But just because you are a goat at one thing doesn't mean you're going to be good at all of it. Wayne Gretzky, the greatest professional athlete of all time, wasn't a very good coach. He tried coaching, wasn't a very good coach. Are you does that mean Wayne Gretzky doesn't know hockey? Of course he knew hockey. He's the greatest player that ever lived.
Didn't Michael Jordan play baseball? Or was it...
no, Michael Jordan then became an owner,
Yeah.
a basketball owner. He did play baseball, but if we want to stay in basketball, he became an owner. Michael Jordan's not a very good owner. Come on now, everybody. Just because you're great at one thing doesn't mean you're great at another. It has been so painfully obvious for so long that Kathleen Kennedy is not a good fit to be the head of Lucasfilm. She continuously falls on her face on the two most important responsibilities: mapping out a clear vision for the franchise and then getting the right storytellers in place and being on the same page with them. It couldn't be more cataclysmic and how bad. And they've had, listen, I want to make sure we all keep in mind they've had some big successes along the way. But we also have a fan base in shambles. We also have Star Wars in a place now that we don't actually believe the next thing is going to be good. And that all comes from Kathleen Kennedy. And I think she needs to move on. I've said this a million times over the past few years. She needs to move on and get back to doing what she is truly the best at. Straight up working with filmmakers and being a producer on their films. She needs to go back to that. I think she'll be happier. I think she'll have more success. I think the movie world will be richer for it, but they need to get somebody else in. And this, again, losing another director, losing another release date, 5 years, one film in production, that's just a continuation of a TV series. What more do we need? What? What $4 hooker does she have a picture of Bob Iger fucking in an alley? She knows where the bodies are. That's all I've got. She knows where the bodies are. That's the only thing I've got. Like, how has he not fired her? How did Bob Chapek not fire her? How has the board not fired her? I don't understand. And this is yet another black eye. And just to bring it back into context again, we all talk about what a big embarrassment for Marvel this Blade situation is. They've literally had 8 of them in a shorter period of time. Anyway. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Chris, you want to bring
Bring this on home, Chris.
Jesus Christ.
What do you
The
think?
one day I don't have my teacup too, to just be like, okay. I mean, John, hatred leads to suffering.
That's true.
You gotta just absolve yourself of this, because once again, my belief system of not trusting or loving anyone has paid off. All right?
Your parents raised you well.
They can't hurt you if you don't love them, John.
That's
They
true.
can't.
It's true.
This keeps happening where films keep not being made, and what it always comes back to is it's just so unfortunate for all of us Star Wars fans, because I want to see Star Wars on a big screen.
Right.
That's where it belongs.
Andor is great. I really love The Mandalorian. Those are on my small screen at home. I want to watch Star Wars. I want to be taken to a galaxy far, far away with other people in an audience with me. And I really just need them to get their poop in a group so I can experience that again. That's all. Yeah. Wait, real quick tangent. Is poop in a group not a saying out here? Because it is in the Midwest and it is in the South. But
I mean, I know what it means.
Upset.
Like, it's pretty evident what it means, so I've just rolled with it.
Okay.
But
it always is a thing where people are like, that's not a saying. I'm like, it truly is.
it doesn't matter if it's not a saying, you know what it means.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. That's all.
There you go.
Get your poop in a group and
Make a
give
movie.
me a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That's all.
One movie in production in 5 years. One. And it's just another episode of a TV show. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to Mandalorian.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
They finished shooting it, so it
Yeah.
better
That's what
happen.
they say.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I am I don't want to come across like I'm not looking forward to Mandalorian. I am, but it is just, they just took their TV show and now they're bringing it to the big screen. They haven't gone into production, not even into production of a movie in 5 years. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about all this? Maybe you're more pessimistic than me. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called The John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.